So welcome. Unfortunately, tonight Lola and Guinness have had to give their apologies as they are otherwise engaged. So I expect a lot of you will be disappointed, but don't worry, I'm sure they will make their return soon enough. We just need a little bit of a break from yoga, finding it a little bit hardcore. So yeah, you know these chihuahuas. So anyway, moving on from that sad point, if you just come to a comfortable seated position, and first of all, I want you in that comfortable seated position to really think about making sure that you're comfortable. So suspend any ideas that there is a certain way that you have to sit, behave, etc. You know, the bolt upright, hands on the knees, etc. Just make sure you're nice and comfortable, and that you feel that you're able to settle into this position. And then if you just want to either cast your gaze down to the floor or close your eyes and just begin to take some time and go a little bit more inward. So just begin by taking your attention to the points of the body that are making contact with the floor or the bed or whatever it is that you're currently sitting on. So bringing your attention to those parts of the body. I'm really noticing that sensation of connection to the ground. Feeling that the ground really has got your back and supporting your weight. And also just placing yourself very much in the here and now, the time. So as you focus on those parts of the body, it's a really good opportunity just to begin to connect. And you may even want to visualize some form of root network or coming down from your body into the earth. So you feel like you're rooted, connected to the earth. Or you may not want to, and that's absolutely fine. And then begin to become aware now of perhaps the whole of your body by taking your awareness to different parts. So scanning round your body, noticing the parts of the body and how they feel today. And you may notice that some parts of the body are very quiet, and you can almost, as you scan around your body, almost not notice them, almost as if they're not there. Whereas other parts perhaps might feel far more obvious, more aware. But the invitation is to connect to all parts of the body, both those that are quiet and those that are loud. And if you are thinking, I don't really understand the quiet or loud thing, for me today, I can kind of really feel my shoulders just in this position. They're just probably a little bit been sat in a car, so they're probably just a little bit more noticeable than normal. And so they're very obviously telling me they're there, whereas something like my elbow is not really very noticeable at all. But this is my opportunity to connect, to just become aware of it again. And so you can start wherever you feel comfortable. You might want to start from your toes, moving up through your legs, your torso, arms, or you can start from the top and work your way down, or wherever you want to. Maybe just seeking out those parts of you that you tend to take for granted, but are still really important parts of your whole body. And then just taking your awareness now to your breath. And just noticing it to begin with. Just seeing how it is today. Seeing if it's got any quirks or different things that you've not ever noticed before. Just noticing it and just going with it. And then if it feels right for you, you might want to just begin to inhale more deeply. Perhaps inhaling in through the nose, deeply down through the lungs, almost maybe to the tummy. And then breathing out from the tummy, through the lungs, and out through the nose or the mouth, whatever's comfortable. And as you breathe in, you may want to expand your belly, fill your belly up in that inhale, and as you exhale, contract your belly so that you're breathing out as much of the air as you can as possible from your body. But try and make it a smooth breath. And if it feels right for you, then you also may want to lengthen the exhale. So perhaps breathing in for a count of 4 and maybe exhaling for a count of 5 or 6. And just keep going with that for a few more moments. Maybe on your next breath, maybe take a big deep inhale next time you inhale, and then hold your breath in at the top. Hold, retain that breath, and then when it feels like it's the right time for you, exhale with a big sigh. And then we'll just begin by starting to do some rotations around the spine. So just beginning by working into the spine and the hips. And really tuning into the way it feels as you progress around that spiral. Noticing the different parts of your body. And just noticing if there's any extra movements that want to come in as you do this. So you might find that there's a part of your body that wants you to move in a different way, or maybe linger a little longer, and just tapping into that. And then whenever you're ready, coming back to moving in the opposite direction if you want to. If you're happily moving in a different way, then please continue. Listen to what your body needs. You don't have to do what I do if your body tells you to do something completely different. Just circling in, tuning in, maybe noticing how it feels in the top half of your body as you move in this way as well. I have a tendency, I think, to focus on the bottom of my body as I do this movement, but obviously there's a whole other part of your body. And again, you need to take some other movements as you're starting to shift the energy in your body and things are starting to say hello, then by all means begin to make those movements. You might want to stretch with your arms or kick your legs out. You don't have to be restricted to the position that we're in on the floor. You can begin to move in whatever way feels comfortable. And all I ask you to do is to make your way into the cat-cow position whenever you're ready, but no rush. And coming back to that sort of practice we started at the beginning, doing our cat-cow, really rooting down through the earth, focusing on the connection with the floor, bed, or the mat that you're on. Begin to make that move that arch and flexing, but only doing so in a way that feels right for you. So you may want to begin more cautiously, more steadily. And build up to perhaps what you feel is a bit more of a full extension. And again, as we did before, begin to move into anything that you need to do. As the energy starts to move around your body, just explore how that arises in movements that you may want to take. Whenever you're ready, just find yourself back in child's pose and just come to hang out here for a second. You can maybe give your forehead a little bit of a massage, but you don't have to. And then coming back up to your cat-cow and just taking your right leg out behind you, just giving it a little bit of a stretch through. And you may want to begin to just lift it up and down. Whenever you're ready, switch to the other side. So stretching it out a bit first. And then you can just begin a slow lift and lower. Just lifting and lowering. And then coming back, this time maybe to a wide-legged child's pose. And just stretching back into your hips with your arms out straight in front of you. And then coming up, and we're just going to take one leg out to the side. So, can't really see very well, sorry. So out to the side with your foot on the floor And just begin to stretch into that outer leg. And then if you want to, you can come down onto your arms and just stretch into the inner thigh. And just maybe take a slightly gentle rock backwards and forwards in that position, just to explore how it feels to have that stretch. And then when you're ready, coming back up. Coming up tall with your leg out to the side still. Taking your hand down to the side, to the opposite side to your leg, and reaching up and over. And really focus on reaching out with your hand and your leg to feel the stretch down that side. And then bringing your arm that's straight out over your head, you bring it down to the floor and begin to twist over onto your knee so that you're back onto all fours again. And then we're just going to take our leg up, bent this time, and just begin to do some movements from there. Then when you're ready, bring your knee back down. And if you would like to, come into a very considered downward facing dog. And use this position to just stretch out your legs and arms. And then taking that same leg you just had up, so for me it's my left leg, coming into a three-legged dog. And then bringing your knee into your chest. And then a three-legged dog, knee to chest. Three-legged dog, knee to chest. Three-legged dog, and then coming down onto your knees. And coming back into that wide leg child's pose. And then we're going to come up and do it all again on the other side. So coming round, so taking, for me, it's my right leg out to the side this time, with my foot facing forwards if possible. Just beginning by feeling into that stretch of the inner thigh. And then when you're ready, and if you want to, then you can come down onto your elbows, just taking that stretch a bit deeper. And again, you can just try that very gentle rocker, just noticing how as you shift the weight, how it slightly changes the stretch. And you might find that there's a part of the stretch that you want to stay in for longer. And then when you're ready, coming up, fully up, your legs still out straight, taking your arm up and over and stretching. Reaching out your right arm as if you're trying to grab something that's just out of your reach. And then bringing your right arm down, coming back to all fours, and then bringing your right leg up into the bent knee position and just taking a few lifts to the ceiling. Not really sure why I've decided to do these today, but feels like we need to do some leg lifts. And then coming down, and if you're able to and you want to, bringing yourself up into that downward facing dog. Maybe just taking a little walk in those heels, stretching out the shoulders, and then if you want to, going into that three-legged dog and knee to chest. Before returning back down to your child's pose. And then just bring yourself round to a seated position with your feet together. And if you're just happy with your feet together, you can just sit and just focus on that stretch. And if you want to, you can begin to just take your chest forwards just to stretch. And then beginning to make your way onto your back. You might want to take a few rolls if your back feels able today, just to roll through your back. And then if you want to, you can come up into a shoulder stand if you are able today, but it doesn't matter if you can't. And just hang out here for a bit with our legs above our head. And this is a really nice one for just changing the direction of flow. in some way, so that the blood is flowing with gravity this way, rather than having to be pumped back up. Just hanging out here. And very gently bringing yourself down. And then taking your knees over to one side. Bringing your arms out into a T shape. And you can, if your knees are out to the right, you can turn your head to the left. And then swapping over. So knees to the left. And if you want to, you can take your head over to the right. And then very gradually you can just begin to rock your legs from side to side to take them out into your relaxed position. And bringing yourself now down to a laying position. And again, coming back to that point we made at the beginning about focusing on comfort. Just make sure you're going to be super comfortable. You may want to cover your eyes or grab a blanket, get some pillows, anything just to make sure you're nice and comfortable. And I just want you to take a couple of moments to settle into this position. A couple of moments in stillness. And in those moments, I want you to notice if there's any parts of you that don't feel comfortable and make the adjustments. And now, having taken those few moments to really focus in on your comfort, I want you to take your awareness now to the crown of your head. And place your awareness at the crown of the head. And we'll just move through a body rotation. The most important part of the rotation is the placing of your awareness on the parts of the body that I name. And so we'll start at the crown of the head and begin to move and take our attention and our awareness to the middle of the forehead. And then to the right temple, the tip of the right ear, the right earlobe, the right side of the jaw, the chin, the left side of the jaw, the left earlobe, the tip of the left ear, the left temple, the middle of the forehead. And now the right temple, the right earlobe, the chin, the left earlobe, the left temple, back to the middle of the forehead. Now back to the crown of the head, the right hand side, brain, and the left hand side of the brain, the middle of the brain, and the front of the brain, the middle of the brain, and the back of the brain, and the left hand side of the brain, the right hand side of the brain, and then the crown of the head, and the middle of the forehead, and the point between the eyes, and the nose, and the tip of the nose, the point between the top lip and the tip of the nose, and the top lip, the bottom lip, and the chin, and the throat, back up to the chin, bottom lip, the top lip, point between the tip of the nose and the top lip, and then the bridge of the nose, the point between the eyes, the middle of the forehead, the right eye, and the left eye, the right eye, and the left eye, the middle of the forehead, the point between the eyes, the right nostril, the left nostril, the top lip, the bottom lip, the tip of the tongue, the back of the tongue, the roof of the mouth, and the tip of the tongue, and the top lip, and the bottom lip, and the chin, and the throat, and the right hand side of the neck, the left hand side of the neck, back to the throat, and the base of the neck, and now the right shoulder, the top of the right arm, the right elbow, the bottom of the right arm, the right hand, the thumb, first finger, middle finger, ring finger, and the little finger, and the palm of the hand, and the bottom of the right arm, and the right elbow, and the top of the right arm, the right armpit, the right shoulder, the right collarbone, and the left collarbone, and the left shoulder, and the top of the left arm, and the left elbow, and the bottom of the left arm, and the left hand, and the thumb, the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and the little finger, the palm of the left hand, the bottom of the left arm, the left elbow, the top of the left arm, the left armpit, the left shoulder, the left collarbone, moving to the sternum and dropping in to rest briefly in the heart. And now moving down to the rib cage. And just place your awareness on each of the individual rib bones as you move down, all the way to the hollow under the rib cage, just above the navel, and then the navel, and the point below the belly button, and then into the pelvis and the pelvic floor, and then the right hip, and the top of the right leg, the right knee, and the bottom of the right leg, the right ankle, the right foot, the right big toe, second, third, fourth, and the little toe. Back up through the right ankle, bottom of the right leg, the knee, the top of the right leg, the right hip, moving across through the pelvic floor and the pelvis to the left hip, top of the left leg, the left knee, bottom of the left leg, the left foot, left big toe, second, third, fourth, and the fifth toe. Moving back to the left ankle, the bottom of the left leg, the left knee, the top of the left leg, the left hip, the pelvis, the navel, the rib cage, and coming to rest in the centre of the chest, in the heart centre. I'm just going to read a poem called Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling them lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room, just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care, because I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me. And so now begin to bring your awareness to the feel of the body making contact with the ground. Coming connected back to the time and space that we're currently in. And when you're ready, you begin to make some light movements with your hands and feet. Just begin to take any movements that you feel necessary to start to wake your body once again. And when you're ready, maybe take a full body stretch before returning to a seated position. I just want to say thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.